What is up, my friends? I want to thank you for stopping by. You got Sturkules here with my TPA Season 3 Championship match. Here's the team builder. I'm going to be playing BB for the second straight season. Before I talk about that, I do just want to give a disclaimer that at least for the time being, and most likely just in general, this will be my last TPA battle that I will be participating in. The Taylor Pokemon Association has been an amazing and super fun league to be a part of. Was lucky enough to somehow make it to the championship all 3 years, oftentimes ahead of some better battlers than myself. And I was really happy with how this season went. Love the guys, have so much fun. Just when it comes down to it, life's a busy thing. There's a lot going on. I have an allotted time that I can use for Pokemon to be in some draft leagues. And I want to be in draft leagues from here on out that are on the Draft League NL website because we get a coach score as we go. And not only is that a point of pride that I want to keep continuing to improve that, but also the main league I'm in, the NPDL, our coach scores kind of collectively affect how highly our league is ranked. And we want to show people how great of a league that is and keep moving up the prestige of the league. So even though I love the TPA, any leagues I'm in the future, I'm probably going to have to make sure they're on the Draft League NL site. Not going to go too much into that, but this is going to be my last battle, no matter what, a bittersweet thing, win or lose. We've already played the battle. I'm not going to tell you what happened. You're just going to have to see post-com. Let's look at the team real quick, and I'm actually going to go bottom to top here. So let's start with Locomotive, the Colossal. Have I had Colossal on my team every year? I think I may have. It's funny. Personally, I do not like Colossal. I feel bad saying that. Just like design-wise, as a Pokemon, not a big fan. Competitive, it's a good value mon to plug into the team. There's a lot of sets you can run. I'm giving it heavy-duty boots because he does have some good rockers. Quick recap, his team, Blastoise, Tornadus, Garchomp, Jirachi, Tapu Koko, Mandibuzz, Licky Licky. He has Girder. He has, what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting a few things. I said Garchomp, right? Anyway, he's got a lot of solid threats on his team. But we know Jirachi and Garchomp are some pretty good stealth rock setters, so I want to have heavy duty boots for that. Lots of HP, just a little bit of attack kind of leftovers, and 228 special defense. We want this as a good switch in to Tapu Koko because last time we lost basically because late game we didn't have anything that could switch into the combination of Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt from Tapu Koko. So assuming that he is a special set again, this is going to be able to take a hit or two. Really the biggest thing is I want to get some spikes up with it. Rock Slide and Heat Crash are nice for some overall damage on his team. And then Will-O-Wisp is good for something like Jirachi or Garchomp. If I can get that on a prediction, that'll be great. And then Flame Body is a great ability to switch in on a physical move and try to cheese a 30% burn. Coming up next, we got Waragame, the Kartana, with 56 HP. I considered running a all HP and all speed Kartana because its attack is still good enough, but that would rely a little too much on getting a Swords Dance up. That's something you can't always guarantee with how especially frail it is. You'll notice we're running the item Protective Pads, something I've not run on Kartana before, but basically Garchomp has the ability Rough Skin, and a lot of times that's paired with Rocky Helmet. So for physical sweepers, you switch that in and they take basically 2 decent chunks of health. I don't know exactly how much. And Mandibuzz is another Pokemon that likes to run Rocky Helmet against physical mons. So I figured running that would be really helpful. Leaf Blade, Smart Strike, and Knockoff, and Swords Dance is what I had. I actually wanted to do Sub and Swords Dance, which would be really cool. But the problem is with Blastoise, with Jirachi, and with Mandibuzz, I can't take away Leaf Blade, Smart Strike, or Knockoff. I needed all 3 moves to be able to hit his team. So I wasn't able to be able to run that sub set. I kind of considered sub Salac Berry or just sub with Protective Pads, but this is what we ended up having to just go with. Next we have Tonks, our Sylveon, with Pixelate and Leftovers. This is a mixed defensive set. I think it was Modest Nature, so that something like a Hyper Voice and a Mystical Fire are still doing decent damage on a switch, but basically it's a bulky answer. The 124 special defense means it can take just pretty much any special move, Wish, and Protect, and leftovers and get its health back, but the 136 defense actually usually lets it take pretty much any hit from something like Garchomp, so that's really helpful. Lets it take other physical hits as well. Not super well, but with Wish and leftovers and Protect, a decent amount of even physical hits it's able to take with that kind of that mixed defensive set. And still, like, it's not going to be hitting too hard, but a super effective hit or just to break a sub is something it's going to be able to do. Though we do have to worry about the Salazzle. That's the other mon I didn't name. Salazzle would be something we'd have to worry about because you see it's Poison Fire type, Quad resists Hyper Voice, and it is going to also resist Mystical Fire. So we don't technically have anything to hit it, but we have answers for that. Locomotive being a pretty good answer, Nidoking being a good answer, and Slowking, you'll see, even though it's not specially defensive, is going to take special hits well from things just because of its natural stats. We've got Frost and Powers, the Rotom Frost. As you can see, pretty standard choice Scarf set. Discharge, Blizzard, Trick, and Volt Switch. I did actually mean to change Discharge to Thunderbolt just for some extra power output, but at the same time, if I do trick away my choice Scarf, which is absolutely the plan, to get it onto something like Licky Licky, Jirachi, Blastoise, Mandibuzz, anything like bulky that's hard to take down, tricking a choice Scarf onto it is kind of just an easy way to do that. Then that gives us the ability to change moves. But Discharge can snag like a cheeky 30% paralyzed, though that's something you can't guarantee. Thunderbolt for damage on Mandibuzz would be better, but I forgot to make that change. Okay, didn't end up being a big deal. 2 King Henry, the Nidoking with Life Orb. This thing is a huge beast. There's really nothing on his team that can switch into 2 moves from this. And as you can see from the Slowking set, we are running Trick Room Nidoking. This is actually the 3rd time I've run it this season. The first game of the season, I ran it because the team I was facing just had ridiculous speed. The second time, I don't remember much of that game, so I'm not sure if it was even revealed that I was running Trick Room Nidoking. I think maybe that hadn't been unveiled, so I'm guessing he wouldn't have been expecting this. But Earth Power, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Focus Blast, those top 3 moves hit pretty much his whole team. It was kind of annoying having to run Thunderbolt. I would have loved something like Substitute, Toxic Spikes, even like Sucker Punch for Jirachi. But when it came down to it, I needed Thunderbolt. If Blastoise came, I needed to be able to hit it super effectively. Shell Smash Blastoise is scary. Earth Power would have done a lot, but depending on the set he would have ran, just having Thunderbolt was nice. So Thunderbolt and Ice Beam give me 2 ways to hit. Mandibuzz, and I'm guessing Mandibuzz is going to be physically defensive for Kartana, which means Nidoking will be 2-shotting it all the time. Earth Power is obviously taking out things like Jirachi, Tapu Koko. It's doing a lot to Garchomp. Ice Beam takes Garchomp out. And the big problem last time is I ran a Choice Scarf Nidoking, so not only was it not holding a Life Orb, not only was it not a nature that was maxing its special attack, which it is this time, but because I just didn't really have the coverage otherwise, I was not able to break his Licky Licky easily with the Nidoking. This time I can, because if he switches in on an Earth Power, which I'm expecting him to do once I get this thing in under Trick Room, Earth Power plus Focus Blast should, even with leftovers, max HP, max special defense, as long as he's not Assault Vest. Earth Power plus Focus Blast should always, within those 2 moves, knock Licky Licky out. If not, it would be really close. So anyway, that just kind of runs through his whole team. It's just getting it in under Trick Room. And more than likely to win, I'm going to have to be able to get this thing in twice. And Nidoking's probably going to have to pick up 2 or 3 kills for me to win. Lastly, we've got King Me, the Slowking with Colbur Berry. Lots of HP, lots of defense, a little bit of special attack, and a little bit of special defense. The special defense was just leftovers to make it a clean number. But the 40 special attack actually does something. The 40 special attack with Surf always breaks Garchomp's Substitute. That's the reason I'm running Surf over Scald. Scald can be really nice for snagging a burn on a few things, but I don't want to get set up on it. Earlier in the season, I ran Scald on this, and I actually got set up on with Slowking by a Zygarde. So I didn't want Garchomp to be able to take advantage of something like that with like a sub Swords Dance Scale Shot set or something like that. So Surf with the special attack I had would break any amount of HP Garchomp Substitute, basically. So Toxic wears a lot of his team down, though he could potentially have Heal Bell on Licky Licky, Trick Room, and then teleport into Nidoking. Nidoking is a great switch into Tapu Koko, which helps out Slowking a lot. So basically that's what I want to do. My goal for this game is to get a few kills with Nidoking in Trick Room, and hopefully that either just bruises his team enough that something else can kill it, or if I can just take out 2, maybe 3 threats, then I think Kartana could come in and win. So let's go ahead and hop into this battle. All right, we are here with the battle. We're going to go ahead and hop into it. This match has actually already happened, and I actually did live com the battle, but the battle itself was over an hour, and there were a lot of times where I was just so busy calcing or so indecisive, I didn't think it was fun commentary. So I actually just went ahead and let's get Dark Scheme going in here. How's that look? Yeah, okay, I like that better. I'm actually just going to do a post-com of this battle just so I can kind of explain my thoughts a little more and so it won't be quite as long. So I probably will be pausing a lot. I'm going to apologize for that now. But you want to go ahead and see our leads. We have Frost and Powers versus his Jirachi. Jirachi is a very big threat, and I'm very scared of it. So my thought here is, do I trick right away? Because actually, if this thing isn't Choice Scarfed, I don't mind getting a Choice Scarf under Jirachi. Now, that is annoying because if he runs a physical set and has Iron Head, he can kind of Iron Head flinch me to death with Choice Scarf. But the whole point of my game is to try to get Trick Room up a few times, and something like Slowking can kind of take hits from this all day. And this thing can have stuff like Wish, Protect, Toxic, Calm Mindsets, just lots of cool stuff. So I think that could be cool on it, but I decided to just go ahead and Volt Switch. I really am not thinking Garchomp is going to try to come in since I do potentially have Blizzard. So I Volt Switch, and then we're actually just going to see him U-turn onto the Slowking. So we take a 25 damage early. Luckily, we are indeed Regenerator instead of Oblivious. I did consider running Oblivious because I didn't want Mandibuzz or Coco taunting me, but I'm not staying in on a Coco anyway, so Regenerator's better for my squad. So I can kind of easily go into Colossal here, and you're going to see we snag a Flame Body burn early. Now, if he's a physical set, that's actually a pretty big deal. If he is a special set, it's really not too big of a deal. So we're going to just have to see how that ends up going. He goes Garchomp. That pretty much always forces a switch. He gets up some early rocks. That's very important for him to chip my team down. So it's very nice. From here, I'm able to get a Trick Room up already. I have a 50-50 here. If he Thunderbolts me, a normal Tapu Koko, like whatever it's running, Leftovers, Life Orb, Heavy Duty Boots, Choice Scarf, something like that. I'm not sure about Life Orb, but most items I will live a Thunderbolt here no matter what. So I'm thinking, hey, I could teleport here, and I think there's probably a good chance that he just U-turns again. So we'll just have to see what I do. We do just take the U-turn, which, yeah, unless he was Specs, I wouldn't have died there. So now I can go Nidoking. So he's got to decide what he wants to do here. He obviously doesn't want to take an Earth Power. I'm kind of scared, like, is he Shook-a-Berry? Does he have a Psychic move to hit me? I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm just kind of going to play it safe early. I'm going to click Earth Power, and really what I'm hoping is the Licky Licky situation I talked about earlier. I hope he goes straight Licky Licky so I can Earth Power, then catch him off guard with the Focus Blast. I do have to worry about that 70% Focus Blast hitting, but he actually just clicks Protect here, which is really smart. So we do see he's kind of an annoying set, and now I'm even more sure that getting a Choice Scarf onto this thing could be cool. So we get the Earth Power on here. Now he's burned a turn of Trick Room by making me waste time with Earth Power. But he was smart about that because now he could predict a move. And based on the set I ran last time, I didn't have Focus Blast. I had no way to kill it. I don't believe he gets Leftovers back here. Okay, so he is at 67%. We see he is slower than me, so in Trick Room he's faster. Him getting up that Wish is kind of annoying because something can get killed here. But he's actually, no matter what set he is always dying here to this Focus Blast. If I hit it, I think I do like a minimum of 69% here. And we know he can't be Assault Vest because he gets off a Wish. So this Focus Blast just has to hit. Because of sheer force, it boosts Focus Blast to like base 156 power move. So this is going to kill here, even if he's max special defense, which he actually wasn't. So we had... Actually, I think if he was max special defense, I had like a very high chance to kill. But anyway, he wasn't. This always would have killed, but I missed. That's what you get for running a 70% move. I can't be too mad about hacks when I run that, but it is frustrating because I felt like when looking at our two teams, I looked at his team and thought his team is better constructed to beat mine. I needed to get this thing out of the way early, and unfortunately because of that miss, I'm not able to do so. So I'm a little tilted at this point. It's Pokemon. That's how it goes. He apologized because he's a very nice guy, and I'm annoyed at this point, but you can't be too mad. That's just how it goes. So I'm gonna go Frost and Powers, and I'm gonna click Trick, and he protects smartly. Once again, getting a gauge on things, and he decides to stay in. This is what he's okay with getting tricked, which does make sense to me because think about it. He doesn't want his Salazzle tricked because this does have stuff like Protect and Toxic and stuff, so that limits him a lot. Maybe a Garchomp would have been okay, but I think he likes being able to switch moves, especially with my Kartana if he's got fire coverage to hit it. You don't want a Mandibuzz tricked with a Choice Scarf. You definitely don't want Licky Licky having a Choice Scarf when it's your Wish Passer. And I guess it would have been okay on Coco, but yeah, he made the smart play. This is the thing he wanted tricked the most, but it was, I guess, beneficial for both of us because he can pivot an Iron Head with that. But personally, I'm extremely happy to have that thing tricked because he's a smart guy. I knew he was going to have some sort of cool set on his Jirachi, and post-game from his set, I did see he had, like, Shuka-Berry with Magnet Rise, so, like, that's super cool. And, yeah, so I'm glad to have that Choice Scarf tricked onto it. So now I know he's going to Toxic something. I'm not going to forget, like I forgot last time, that Nidoking can't be toxic, or can be toxic because of corrosion. Same with Kartana, though you never switch Kartana in on something that can click Flamethrower, right? So I'm okay getting this poison because it's already getting worn down. Basically, Frost and Powers has done its job. If it can chip things from here, cool. But really, this is just death fodder at this point. It did its job by clicking Trick onto Amon, getting it Choice Scarfed. So we took away his Shuka-Berry, which is also really nice. So we go into Slowking here. Once again, there's not much he can do. I'm willing to get double poisoned if I have to because Surf will kill here. I know this time he's not staying in, so I believe I just teleport. Oh no, I trick him here, okay. I try to teleport, he is able to pick up the flinch. So I am obviously faster than him in Trick Room, but if I click teleport, it's negative priority. So here we see I know Iron Head's not going to do a ton, though that is still annoying chip to have to take. He takes this, or he switches in on the Earth Power, but I kind of just felt like I had to click that. I don't know. I knew there was a good chance he goes into Mandibuzz here, but the way I'm looking at it is if I click Thunderbolt and on his Jirachi and take 33 more percent, then Nidoking is super limited, so I would rather not risk it. If he decides he wanted the damage, I could have killed Jirachi. Instead, I do miss the Earthquake because he's a flying type. Now I can Ice Beam, though, and see what kind of set he is, and we see from that he's physically defensive. He can stall out Trick Room from here. I didn't want to just keep clicking Ice Beam, and here I think I actually made what I'm seeing as is my first mistake of the game, because there I don't think I had any reason not to click Earth Power. Basically, if he goes into Licky Licky, I Earth Power into Focus Blast. I'm faster than him. If he goes this, if I Earth Powered, I think he probably would have just died because his Shuka-Berry was gone. I think pretty much anything on his team would have died other than Garchomp probably would have lived with a little bit of health. And I don't think Mandibuzz had any reason to stay in because he was faster. He would have roosted. Basically, I could have worn him down with Ice Beam, and since I also had Thunderbolt, if he wanted to try to roost stall a move, eventually I win that. So I should have known with it being at good health, he probably should have switched. I should have just clicked Earth Power, but that's okay. I click Focus Blast. Decent damage onto his Jirachi, which I'm okay with taking. And he gets off a really good play here, getting off a U-turn onto my Slowking, so he can go straight into his Coco. I think I go Colossal here. So that's kind of been my Coco switch. Even though Nidoking doesn't take any damage, I didn't want to get U-turned on, so I would have rather taken the Thunderbolt damage here than get U-turned on by Nidoking and him to be able to just keep going into Garchomp and scaring me out. So he is probably going to go Garchomp here, would be my guess. I have Will-O-Wisp for any sort of Garchomp switch. I'm actually trying to remember what do I double? He goes Licky Licky. Okay, and I set up spikes. Okay, I actually like that. But, Yeah, I considered clicking Will-O-Wisp in case Garchomp did want to come in. Now, there was also a part of me that figured he could be Lumberry, so I could just Will-O-Wisp into that for nothing. But it would have been good intel. But I don't hate getting up a Spike here. His Gluttony does get in ahead of that. And I'm thinking I'm just going to Spike again because I have no way to stop him from Wishing again. Now, at this point here, Will-O-Wisp would have been a really nice play because I knew he probably wouldn't stay in because like he could just let me get up to 3 spikes and really do nothing back if he doesn't have Earthquake. I was kind of playing for, hey, maybe he's trying to wish into Jirachi. I figured he would either try to wish into one of his mons that hadn't taken health or that had taken damage. So I almost clicked Rock Slide too. But I decided just to go Heat Crash because I'm like, you know what? I actually don't know if Jirachi can switch all the way in on a Heat Crash. It probably could have. Well, you know what? After Spikes, no. I think it may have probably died. But he goes this, so I didn't click Will-O-Wisp. I think that may have been a mistake on my part because having this burned would have been nice. Instead, I just do nothing, and he gets all the way back to full. So, great trade-off for him. He clicks Earthquake, great play. There's no reason to click anything else because if he's not choice locked, I can't take 2 moves from him. He's not choice locked. So here I actually stayed in and clicked Volt Switch because, well, one, I just needed to sack this at this point. There was the chance, like, does he run Stone Edge and miss? Or, like, does something like that happen? Why wouldn't you click Blizzard Bin? But I thought there is a small chance he's Scarfed or Banded, so if he clicked EQ, and he obviously wouldn't want to keep clicking that in front of an Ice Beam, or a Blizzard, so if he was choiced, I would have Volt Switched and gained some momentum. He was not choiced. We find out he is Life Orb. So while that's scary for damage, we are actually also going to find out that Life Orb is good because now every time he hits us, he's getting closer and closer into being into Kartana range if we can do that before he gets a Wish off onto this. So, me being confident about damage I can take, I go ahead and teleport into Tonks. I don't remember what I do here. He goes Jirachi. I think I double. I wish. Oh, that's right. Okay. So I'm going to wish, and now I know I can go into Nidoking because I can live any Iron Head. He gets off a U-turn, which gets him some really nice momentum. But I'm okay with this trade-off because he takes spike damage, and I get back to pretty much full health, which I'm very happy with. At this point, I go Slowking because I feel like this is my best Garchomp switch. And I am in for a rude awakening on how much damage this is about to do. 54%, which you might look at that and be like, is that really that much because Garchomp's a beast? Yes, it is because I am super physically defensive. So I guess that plus rocks basically just absolutely took me out of being able to take 2 hits. So at this point, I have to decide what do I sack off. Something dies here. Sylveon can take 1 Earthquake, but I don't want to switch Sylveon in for nothing. Kartana can take 1 Earthquake, which I actually did consider, but then that gets Kartana so low, and he wouldn't be... Depending on his set, I think he'd probably be in Leaf Blade range, but not 100%. So that's just a tough situation. I don't want to let Slowking or Nidoking go down. They can still... Slowking can keep getting Regenerator, and at some point could get up Trick Room again for Nidoking. Nidoking can still do a lot of damage in this game, so the least important thing at this point is Colossal. Colossal got up 2 layers of spikes. It and Rotom didn't have a huge role to play. They got a few good switches and they had some good like support opportunities. So I was happy with what Colossal had done. So obviously we're gonna just way big time die here to an Earthquake. And now I can go Origami because I guess at this point I think at this point I had a really good role to kill him. Like, if he was just straight offensive, I think I pretty much always killed him. Could be wrong. If he was bulky, like if he was running, like, a speedy set with Swords Dance but max HP or just whatever he could have been running, I think I had a small chance to kill him. And since I was Protective Pads, I didn't have to worry about rough skin damage. So, I don't actually remember what I did here. I'd probably just go Leaf Blade. Yeah, I kind of just had to do that. I think there I had a good chance to kill, and I was kind of just deciding I'm pretty behind here. I got to try to kill this Garchomp. So I couldn't really predict, even though a Swords Dance would have felt great here. But yeah, so he goes into this. He goes into Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is such a good Pokemon. One of my least favorites, and mostly because every time I have to play it in Draft League, it's just so annoying to kill. It's so good, man. Such a great mon. Can't stand it. So I have a few decisions to make here. It's always tough to figure out what its moveset's going to be. Is it going to have Taunt? Is it going to have Knockoff? Is it going to have Foul Play? Brave Bird? Surely it's not a Nasty Plot set, but it could have Heat Wave just for this. Could have U-Turn. So we just kind of have to see what he's going to do. It scares me out because I am scared he's going to have Heat Wave. I see him U-Turn. I was intrigued by that, so what do I click here? Oh, I switched. I don't click anything. I double into Slowking. Guessing he'll probably Iron Head, which he does. So now I can go ahead and I think switch out again. I considered clicking Trick Room there, but I just figured it. I figured I wasn't in a good position to be able to do that. So I'm able to go Waragami here. And here I actually kind of messed up. I had my calc wrong, actually, because I looked at this and I was like, wow, Waragami is doing a whole lot more damage than I thought. I actually thought it had a chance to kill without boosting and realized I accidentally somehow had +2. I had +2 clicked as if I'd already clicked Swords Dance. So didn't do that much damage. But on the Wish, I'm pretty sure he's either going to Protect or he's going to try to Wish Pass into something. So I need to decide if he protects, do I want to try and be bold in Swords Dance here, or what do I think's coming in? Now looking at everything coming in, he could be Wish Passing into Mandibuzz, which I don't love, but I think I could at least knock this item off. If he just goes into this and attacks me, I can at least knock its item off. I don't think he'll go Coco on a potential Sacred Sword or Leaf Blade. I don't think he'll go Garchomp, but if he does, basically I'm thinking he'll go to one of these two here. So I think Knockoff's a pretty good play for either way. Or if he protects, well, then he just makes a good play here. But we don't see Protect, I don't think. He goes into Salazzle. So we get our first kill of the game. We're on the board. We know we're not getting 6-0'd. That's something you always celebrate about against a really good player. So now he goes to this, and I kind of make my big boy play of the game. If he has Heat Wave here, he kills me. I kind of just had to be bold. Hope he didn't have it. He also could have done something like Foul Play. I think he pivots thinking there's no way I stay in, which, to be fair, that's true. That's kind of just what I had to hope for, is that he was predicting me to switch, and therefore I'd stay in. So we take damage. That takes us down to 77. And here I actually was a little bit scared he put me in Coco range. So this is where it gets tough. You start running calcs, but then you can't always be sure what your opponent is running. So I think last time we played, he ran like a ton of speed and with like max health Tapu Koko, or like a ton of health. So basically if he was at that point, if he was running a lot of HP and he was kind of just, because we do see he's leftovers, so that does make me think, hey, maybe he is running this high HP set again, hoping that he can win with Garchomp or just whittle things down enough that this or Jirachi could win later. If that's the case, I actually always live a hit. If he is offensive, like if he is timid but with max special attack, I have a 75% chance to live a Thunderbolt here. So I'm like, you know what? I just got to take my chances here. Hope I can live a Thunderbolt. And he makes a smart play here, and he actually is just going to U-turn, knowing he's faster. He can chip me down and put me into range. So here I just click Leaf Blade, get to kill this stinking Licky that's such a beast. And now I'm at +3. And so it's going to come down to here, is he offensive or is he bulky? Offensive is what you expect to see with Tapu Koko, but since the first time we played this season, he ran a decently bulky set. I'm like, if he's running a pretty bulky set, I think I just have a good chance, if not an absolute chance, to live here. If he's offensive here, he kills me. I've got a Nidoking that can just switch in onto this all day. But once again, I took my chance even getting set up to this point, and I felt like I just had to take my chance and think, you know what, if he's running leftovers, I think he's bulky. If he was, I click Leaf Blade here, and then I click Knockoff, and then I click Smart Strike, Leaf Blade. Depending on what he comes in, I would have just swept here with a 4-0, but we are going to find out that he is offensive. Okay, so my Waragami dies, but really Hope's not actually lost here. I feel like he's in a good position, but I know there's still a few chances I can get to beat him. Obviously, I have to go Nidoking to scare him out. So I double. Okay. I actually wouldn't have minded just clicking Thunderbolt there. Oh, no, he would have predicted that, so I'm glad I didn't do that. I couldn't remember if he went this or Mandy. Which that's kind of interesting, because if I would have clicked Earth Power, this definitely would have killed. So anyway, I'm going to click Protect. Basically, if he is Jolly Nature, is that the right? Yeah, if he's Jolly Nature, I always live this hit. But if he's Adamant, he actually has a very small chance to kill here. So I Protect to get a little bit more Leftovers health back. Now I am, even if he's Adamant, 252 attack, I am out of Earthquake range. Now I don't know if he's got Poison Jab, but I just protected and I didn't see it yet. So he could be trying to lull me into a false sense of security, but he's going to Earthquake. So I always live this hit. And now I kill with Hyper Voice. This was kind of just tough mind games. I wasn't sure if this was the right play. But just in case Jirachi came in, I think Spikes plus that, maybe he wouldn't have killed. I'm not sure. I Protect again just to see what he wants to do, but also hoping that if he's not max special attack, that maybe I can live some sort of hit from this. But Thunderbolt, I'm not going to be able to live. So Sylveon goes down. Now we're kind of back to where we just were with Nidoking. And here's where the mind games can really start too. I'm obviously slower than everything left on his team. I'm okay with that, because if I can figure out a way to get a Trick Room up and teleport into Nidoking, it can win. But also I've got to be able to get to that point. He's got things that can flinch me. What is his Mandibuzz set? I still don't know. Does he have Taunt? So I go Nidoking, thinking I don't think he'll stay in. I think he'd go Mandibuzz, right? So I can kind of play this out a few ways, and I think I ended up not making the right play. I should have clicked Ice Beam. So basically, Ice Beam, Earth Power, both kill Tapu Koko. I think because of Spikes, I always forget Spikes damage. Is this... I can't remember what 2 layers of Spikes would do. Should have paid more attention. But basically, I'm pretty sure a Spikes plus Ice Beam, I think I'd probably actually kill Jirachi. But what I was thinking is, if he goes Mandibuzz on the Earth Power here, I can actually just kill it with Thunderbolt. Now, normally I wouldn't kill it, but because of his own electric terrain, I think I can kill it. Depending on his set, I actually have a chance to kill Tapu Koko here with this Thunderbolt as well. And then I have this stupid thought in my mind, even if I don't kill him, he dies to burn. I forgot he was Leftovers. Great item. I never think of Leftovers with Tapu Koko, but it's a great item here. And so even though Ice Beam may have been my best play, I go Thunderbolt thinking this is a safe play, kills anything. But he lives with 5%, which I think he had a roll to live. I don't know what the roll was. I don't know if it was a 50-50. It was probably a little bit in his favor, I'd guess. But I'm thinking, well, it doesn't matter because he dies to burn. But he doesn't, because the Leftovers save him from that. But now things are still going pretty okay. I'm at 62. We see the damage I just took was 20-ish%. So if I'm still at 42, I'm feeling pretty confident. I just need to find a way to get into Slowbro, Trick Room, or just, if he brings Mandibuzz in, just keep clicking buttons. And we get crit here, which that really is unfortunate. So at first, it probably looked like the crit didn't matter. It only did 32%. I'm still alive. I get to kill it here. But basically what that did is, had he hit me into the 42-ish range, the max he can do is like 39% with a Foul Play with his Mandibuzz, because I'm a minus attack EVs, or IVs. So at this point, the crit basically put me into a position where a Foul Play is going to kill me. So he does bring this in. If he has Knockoff, I live. I don't think he has Brave Bird at this point. So you see right here, I just spoiled it. He's going to have Foul Play. So there's a few ways I can go. Do I take the Foul Play here? I didn't know he had Foul Play yet, obviously. So do I risk him having Foul Play? I'm hoping he has Knockoff. So I actually just decided to stay in because I want to see if Thunderbolt can still kill. I actually maybe here should have just went into King Me. You see it's at 44%. It's going to get 33% back. That's 77. Rocks are going to take it down to like 65-ish, something like that. So we actually take a foul play pretty easily. But since I don't know his moves, I'm scared he has taunt. So I had two in games. I stay in. I see if he clicks something like knockoff. I could have went slow king, and I could have clicked trick room. But if I got taunted there, I felt like I lost momentum and lost. So I decided just to stay in and try to kill him. Foul play kills me. Really unfortunate. Like I said, I was out of foul play range. So at that point, I kind of thought I had it. Though, to be fair, he did still have a Serene Grace Jirachi, which just could have flinched me to oblivion. 60% chance to flinch every time with Serene Grace and Ironhead. That could have very well happened, and I may not have been able to get up a trick room. But say not, I would have killed. Then he would have basically came in with Jirachi, and I would have decided, do I want to switch around, try to get my health up on this, and then from that point, I just would have tried to get up some sort of trick room, and then Surf would have been fine. But since that happened, we take the foul play. Obviously, we had our Colberberry weaken that down, and we can't do anything with Surf. Maybe if I had like Zap Cannon over Toxic, but there's just no way. So got him as low as I could, and we lose to that. So great game to BB. Let me tell you this. This is how it goes. If you lose, there's only a few scenarios you should be mad. You should be mad at yourself if you lose to someone that has no business beating you, or you should be mad if the person is a jerk. And you can be mad that they were a jerk. BB is not a jerk. He is an amazing, awesome, super nice guy. So I'm really happy for him winning. So I have no reason to be mad. And I should not feel bad about losing to BB because he's as good of a battler as me, if not better. So I have no reason to come out of this being mad. I obviously got a little tilted at my Focus Blast missed and at that crit. I'm sad that I didn't win. But really when it comes down to it, like, there's nothing to be mad about because BB deserved this. This is an exciting thing. I was lucky enough to have won the championship the last 2 years, and he absolutely earned this championship this year. He had a better team than me, and really Zach had a better team than me, and that's one of the final things I want to say is I need to stop getting mad about hacks because I really technically shouldn't have been here. In the semifinals, I beat Zach, and if you look at it, it was a pretty straightforward game, really close game. I won a close one because of Scarf Zoroark, but there was actually a turn where I had his Vanillix Thunder Waved, and so it had like, what is that, a 25% paralysis chance. So he had a 75% chance of being able to attack that turn, and he clicked Aurora Veil, which basically meant he would have won that game. And it would have been over. I would have lost. Wouldn't have even made it to this game. So it's annoying what happened there with that critical hit, but I just need to remind myself I'm only here because of a Thunderwave hacks. So the universe balanced out. Anyway, I'm talking too much. BB, seriously, congrats. I look forward to see what you do next season with the TPA. Zach, I look forward to see what you do, all the rest of the guys in the league. It's been an absolute pleasure playing against you guys. Once again, this was my last match. BB, we'll still be playing each other in the MPDL, so I'm going to be looking for my revenge. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This was a really fun battle. Tell me what you thought of our teams. Tell me what you thought of the plays we made, the nicknames, etc., etc. But this is going to be my last TPA battle, so I'm going to hop on out of here for this one. But I do think next week I'm going to post all 3 of my championship TPA battles back to back to back, like just in one big video, because I actually did not have a channel at the time when I played those videos. But I'd like to just kind of showcase my range of 3 straight finals runs. Obviously, I did not get the 3-peat because on this day I was not the superior Ben. BB was the superior Ben. So, guys, I'm going to hop on out of here. Hope you have a great night. Tell BB congrats in the comments. Peace.